Every believer experiences moments in life when nothing seems to make sense. Doors close unexpectedly, plans change without warning, and challenges appear one after another. Yet what if these moments are not punishments? What if they are signs? Signs that Allah is preparing you for a higher level, a stronger faith, and a greater purpose than you can currently see. Many people ask Allah for elevation, success, peace, and blessings. But few realize that the journey toward those blessings often begins with tests, lessons, and opportunities for growth. The heart becomes stronger through patience. The soul becomes wiser through reflection. And the believer becomes closer to Allah through trust during uncertain times. Sometimes Allah removes certain people from your life because they cannot accompany you where He is taking you. Sometimes He delays an answer because He is preparing something better. Sometimes He allows a struggle because it carries a lesson that will transform your future. These are not random events. They are signs from the most merciful, guiding you step by step even when you cannot see the full picture. Today we will reflect on how Allah communicates with us through the events of our lives, how to recognize the signs He sends, and why the challenges you face today may actually be evidence that Allah is raising you higher than you ever imagined. Stay until the end, because this reminder could change the way you look at every difficulty, every delay, and every blessing in your life. One of the most beautiful realities of faith is understanding that Allah does not leave His servants without guidance. He continuously sends signs, reminders, lessons, and opportunities to help them grow. However, many people expect these signs to come in obvious ways, while in reality they often appear through everyday experiences. When Allah intends to raise a person higher, He begins preparing them long before they reach that new level. This preparation can come in the form of challenges, unexpected changes, moments of reflection, or even blessings that seem small at first. Every event carries wisdom, and every situation has the potential to bring a believer closer to Allah. Think about the moments in your life that changed you the most. They were probably not the easiest moments. They may have been times when you felt confused, disappointed, or uncertain about the future. At the time, you could not understand why things were happening the way they were. You may have asked Allah for answers and wondered when relief would come. Yet when you look back, you realize those experiences taught you lessons that comfort and ease never could. They strengthened your patience, increased your reliance upon Allah, and helped you discover strengths within yourself that you never knew existed. What seemed like a setback was actually preparation. What appeared to be a closed door was often Allah directing you toward a better path. Allah's signs are not always dramatic. Sometimes they are found in the quiet moments when your heart suddenly feels drawn toward prayer. Sometimes they appear when you hear a verse of the Quran that feels as though it was revealed specifically for your situation. At other times, they come through a sincere piece of advice from someone, a reminder that reaches you at exactly the right moment, or a feeling in your heart that encourages you to turn back to Allah. These moments are gifts. They are reminders that Allah is aware of your struggles, your hopes, and your journey. Many people become discouraged when they face difficulties, assuming that hardship means Allah has abandoned them. But the stories of the prophets teach us the opposite. The people most beloved to Allah faced some of the greatest trials. They experienced rejection, loss, hardship, and uncertainty. Yet every trial elevated them. Every difficulty strengthened their connection with Allah. Their challenges were not signs of abandonment. They were signs of preparation. Through those experiences, Allah was raising them to levels that could not have been reached through ease alone. There are times when Allah removes something from your life that you desperately wanted to keep. A relationship may end, an opportunity may disappear, or a plan may fail despite your efforts. In those moments, it is natural to feel pain and disappointment. However, faith teaches us that Allah sees what we cannot see. He knows what lies ahead, while our knowledge is limited to the present moment. What feels like a loss today may actually be protection from something harmful tomorrow. Allah's wisdom extends beyond our understanding, and trusting that wisdom is one of the greatest acts of faith. As Allah raises a person higher, He often teaches them valuable lessons about humility. Success without humility can lead to arrogance, and blessings without gratitude can cause a person to forget their Creator. This is why Allah sometimes allows us to experience weakness before granting strength. He allows us to experience need before granting abundance. These experiences remind us that every blessing comes from Him, and that we are always dependent upon His mercy. Sometimes the sign that Allah is raising you higher is the growing awareness of your own shortcomings. You begin noticing mistakes you once ignored. You become more conscious of your actions, your words, and your relationship with Allah. This awareness is not meant to discourage you. It is a sign of spiritual growth. The closer a believer comes to Allah, the more they desire to improve themselves and seek His forgiveness. A heart that recognizes its flaws is often a heart that Allah is guiding towards something greater. Another sign is when your priorities begin to change. Things that once consumed your attention no longer seem as important. Your heart starts seeking peace through worship, rather than through worldly achievements alone. You become more concerned with pleasing Allah than impressing people. These changes may happen gradually, but they reflect a deeper transformation taking place within your soul. Allah is preparing you for a higher level of faith, understanding, and purpose. There are also moments when Allah answers your prayers in unexpected ways. You ask for one thing, but He gives you something different. At first, you may not understand why. Yet later you realize that His plan was far better than your own. This is one of the most powerful signs of Allah's mercy. He knows not only what you want, but also what you truly need. His answers are always rooted in wisdom, even when they differ from your expectations. When a believer learns to recognize these signs, life begins to look different. Difficulties become opportunities for growth. Delays become opportunities for patience. Blessings become opportunities for gratitude. Every experience becomes a chance to strengthen faith and deepen trust in Allah. The believer understands that nothing happens without purpose, and that every step of the journey is part of a greater plan designed by the One who knows all things. One of the most difficult things for people to accept is that Allah often speaks to us through circumstances we never expected. We usually imagine that guidance will come in a clear and direct way, but many times Allah's messages arrive through delays, disappointments, unexpected opportunities, and changes that completely alter the direction of our lives. When Allah is preparing someone for something greater, He does not simply place them there overnight. He gradually shapes their character, strengthens their faith, and teaches them lessons that will be necessary for the future. This is why difficulties, delays, and unexpected changes can become powerful signs that Allah is guiding you towards something better than you currently understand. Many of us have experienced moments when we prayed sincerely for something and believed it was exactly what we needed. We made plans around it, imagined our future with it, and hoped Allah would open that door for us. Then suddenly the opportunity disappeared. The door closed. The plan failed. At that moment, disappointment filled our hearts because we could only see what we were losing. We could not see what Allah was protecting us from or what He was preparing for us instead. Human beings naturally focus on the immediate situation, while Allah sees the entire journey from beginning to end. Sometimes a delay itself is a sign from Allah. We live in a world that encourages instant results. People want immediate success, immediate answers, and immediate solutions. When something takes longer than expected, frustration begins to grow. Yet some of Allah's greatest gifts arrive after long periods of waiting. The waiting period is not wasted time. It is often a training period. During that time, Allah may be teaching patience, increasing wisdom, building resilience, or preparing circumstances that must come together before the blessing arrives. If the blessing came too early, we might not be ready to handle it properly. Think about how a seed grows beneath the soil. For a long time, nothing seems to be happening. A person looking from the outside may assume that there is no progress at all. Yet beneath the surface, roots are developing, becoming strong enough to support future growth. In a similar way, Allah may be working on aspects of your life that you cannot see. While you are worried about the delay, He is preparing the foundation for something that will benefit you in ways you never imagined. Unexpected changes are also among the signs that Allah uses to redirect His servants. A person may have a detailed plan for their future, only to find that everything changes suddenly. A job opportunity disappears, a relationship ends, a move to a different place becomes necessary, an unexpected challenge enters their life. At first, these changes can feel frightening, because human beings naturally seek stability and predictability. We like knowing what comes next. When our plans are interrupted, we feel uncertain. Yet many of the greatest transformations in life begin with an interruption. There are countless people who can look back and identify a painful event that eventually became one of the greatest blessings in their lives. At the time, they could not understand why it happened. They may have spent months or even years questioning it. Later, they realized that if things had gone according to their original plans, they would have missed opportunities, lessons, relationships, or blessings that proved far more valuable. Allah's wisdom often becomes clear only after time has passed. Sometimes Allah allows a difficulty because He wants to draw His servant closer to Him. When life is comfortable, people can become distracted. They become busy with work, entertainment, social status, and worldly pursuits. Their relationship with Allah may slowly weaken without them even realizing it. Then a challenge arrives. Suddenly they begin making sincere dua. They pray with more focus. They reflect more deeply. They remember their dependence on Allah. The hardship becomes a means of spiritual awakening. What seemed like a burden actually becomes a gift because it reconnects the heart to its creator. There are also difficulties that reveal strengths we never knew we possessed. Before facing a trial, a person may think they are weak. They may doubt their ability to endure hardship. Yet when the challenge arrives, Allah gives them strength they did not know existed. Day by day, they continue moving forward. They survive situations they once believed would break them completely. Through that experience, they gain confidence not in themselves alone, but in Allah's ability to carry them through every difficulty. Another sign from Allah can be the removal of things that are preventing growth. Sometimes we become attached to habits, environments, relationships, or goals that are holding us back. Because of our attachment, we cannot see their negative impact. Allah, in His mercy, may remove those things from our lives. The process can be painful because losing something familiar is rarely easy. Yet after some time, we begin to understand why it had to happen. We realize that what we lost was standing between us and something better. The believer learns that every event contains a lesson. Every delay contains wisdom. Every unexpected turn contains purpose. Instead of asking only, why is this happening to me? The believer begins asking, what is Allah teaching me through this? This shift in perspective changes everything. It transforms hardship into an opportunity for growth and uncertainty into an opportunity for trust. The heart becomes calmer because it understands that Allah is never careless with the affairs of His servants. Every challenge, every delay, and every unexpected change is under His perfect knowledge and control, carrying a wisdom that may not be visible today, but will eventually reveal itself in ways that strengthen faith and increase gratitude. No matter how difficult your situation may seem today, remember that Allah is already creating a path where you currently see no way forward. The delay is not the end of your story. It may be the beginning of a blessing greater than anything you have imagined. Keep trusting Allah, keep making dua, and never lose hope in His mercy. The one who brought you through every previous hardship is fully capable of changing your life in a single moment. If this reminder benefited you, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with others so more hearts can be inspired and reminded of Allah's endless mercy and wisdom.